Good evening, Tightliners, and welcome back to the channel. Saturday night, back out on it after a pretty disappointing Friday into Saturday morning on Chowder Bay Beach. I'm out on a local rock mark and the wind turned a bit westerly. It's coming from left to right. You guys are going to be nice and snug inside the shelter tonight. I've been down to the beach that's next to these rocks, brought up some stones to hold it down. So far it's doing a great job. Hope you're doing well. It's late starting tonight actually. It's now 10 past 11 even. Gonna fish here until 2 o'clock-ish and then get home. Hopefully I can get a ray tonight. Like you all know, a ray every month this year is my target. Last year I did a bass every month, managed that. This year I'm going to try and do a ray each month. So far it's going well. We're into the, what are we today? 13th day. I haven't had the sniff of a ray yet. I've been to a ray mark, well, the one I thought it was a ray mark, but ended up catching a whole load of huss. There's also a chance of huss here too. Hang on a minute, was that a bite? Right, I have 2 rods out. Don't know if you can see the tips, that might be. On the left hand side rod, the Ziplex, I got a up and over with a double sandeel bait, and on the universal match I have half a tail, or I've got the tail half of a mackerel. I may have a scratch around after, see if we can get a whiting, and I might put that out as bait. Like I said, the wind is going from left to right and it's coming right across us here, straight out like that. High water is round about, I don't know, 1:45. I'll fish it up to high, maybe a little bit down. Let's just hope I can get a ray in tonight. Still plenty of time this month though, so if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. Os oes rhywbeth fel yr arfer, fydd o'i chi'n dol. Right guys, I'm not sure, but I think I may have seen a bite on this one. This is the one with the sandeel on. Let's fish on. And there we go guys, first fish, the customary dogfish guys. Had to happen, sandeel bait out there. this place will probably be riddled with them. Anyway, seems to have taken the circle and the J hook. It's not too bad, it's out. Now the J hook's out and the circle hook is just in the corner of the mouth there, like that. That's done. Right, so it's not a blank. It's not the fish I wanted. But we're off the mark. We're out. We're catching fish. And as long as we got baits in the water, we have got some possibility of catching something decent. Right, I'll get this fella back. A ddoi o chi'n dol, os oes na rhywbeth gwell. Right guys, so dogfish here, kind of inevitable. Right, so for those of you guys who might be new, the rigs I'm using is a Panova. I've got a 6-ounce lead to a Trident rotor, Trident Uniclip I think, bead, swivel, crimp, all that usual business. Up here, crimp, swivel, not swivel, sorry, spring, and this green thing here is an hangover. What that does, I'll show you in a little bit. Right, so what happens here is hook, clips into the rotor, and then what happens is the line doubles up and goes over the hangover and it casts like that. Now when that hits the water, it lets go, that'll come off there as well with a bit more tension, and we're fishing a fairly long snood right on the bottom. That's a whole arm's length. Anyway, on this one, I'm going to put that in there. So what I've done is cut the mackerel right down the middle, including the head. So what I'll do is I go in at the top there like that, and what I'll do is I'll thread the line through the mackerel, go back out, keep bringing it through, to there, and then what I'll do is I'll turn the hook that way and it'll go in just above the eye and out like that, and pull it tight. Then I get my elastic and bind it on nicely. Just bind it on slightly smaller bait than what's out there at the moment. Maybe that might be key. Other baits I've got with me, guys, I've got some squid. You've seen I've got some sand eel. I've got a little bit of ragworm left from last night's beach session, so I might get some of that out in a bit. on the scratching rig. I'll show you that in a bit as well when I set that up. Relative comfort here tonight, guys. So you guys are not going to get wind battered and rained on in here, and hopefully be able to bring you something a little bit more exciting than a dogfish. Right, so there we have that. Bring the circle hook, couple of turns around the line, in through the back, and bring it out there like that. So you got the circle hook by there and the J hook by there. What I'll do now, I'll get the scissors from the box and I'll trim the mouth bit off there. What I'll do is I'll trim this bit off. Don't want that spinning around in the air when I'm casting. I might just put a little bit more elastic on the bottom there now. Make sure it stays firmly in place and the point is proud at all times and it won't move around like that. Right. The way I stop that, guys, is I put a couple of turns of elastic around the bend of the hook and that should stop it. Also a little bit more around the eye of the hook there. Close it off. There we go. Right. Second bait ready to go in. Let's bring the universal match in and see what's happening there. Another bite on the sand deal, I think. We'll let that develop. Let's bring the other one in. I didn't see no bite, but there could be something on here. Could be another dog. Days. There we are, guys, another dog, and that's been there for a while, I think, because that swallowed that whole mackerel tail piece. Right, I'll unclip and I'll put this fish in my water bucket and deal with that in a little bit. I hope this doesn't become a dog fest. That's first fish, first cast dogfish on both rods now. And I think there's another one playing with the sandeel bait. Right. Like I said, this dogfish has swallowed this quite deep. If I can get it out, brilliant. If not, it might mean doing the kindest thing I can is to just cut the line. Oh, it's come out. Oh, it's good. It's out. That's the bait it took. How greedy. It's really not intended for a pesky little dogfish. Definite bite on there again now. Let's get this one back. I know where it goes. Right, let's put that here so I don't trip over it. Missed that one. I'll leave it there for a little bit while I bait another one up. Right. The fish was on for a little bit. It came off, but there's probably some bait left. And it might have a second go. Right, let's get into this one. We'll put the other half of this mackerel on. Really love to get a ray on the universal match. See how it handles it. It handled that conger last week quite handy. Although it wasn't a giant, of course. Guys, I hope you do enjoy what you're seeing. And if you haven't done already, if you could subscribe and like the videos. There's over 300 videos to be seen. If you're new, go back and have a look, see what's there. If you're new to the channel, last year was dominated with bass fishing. Right guys, I'll bring that one in now. Probably missed that one. Os oes rhywbeth, mi ddoi chi'n dol. Right guys, just had the slack line on that half a mackerel on the universal match. Fish on. And it feels a little bit more than a doggy this time. It's staying very low. This could be a ray. Oh yes, a ray and a big lump of kelp. There we go guys, target species achieved. Thornback ray. Not a massive fish, but it is April thornback or April ray sorted. There we go. Is what I came here for. Universal match, handled that perfectly, as you would expect. Right, and a very, very nice hookup with a circle right in the corner of the mouth. That should come out very easy. Let's make it a little easier by using the T-bar. There we are. That's what's left of that bait, guys. That was that mackerel side that I showed you. There we go. Another look at it. I don't know, 3, maybe 4 pound. Gotta be happy with that. Target achieved. Right, let's get baited up again and get another one out there. Could be a busy night. Who knows? Normal chydig. Right, one more look and I'll get it back. What is that just pulled? Just spat out a whole load of crab. Right, let's get it down back to the water. Happy with that. Normal chydig. Right guys, very happy with that. Like I said, wasn't a giant's fish, but it is what I came here for. Now then, not mega big hooks either, only a 3/0 hook and the 3/0 circle. Now then, very important thing that you do after catching rays and huss, they have got abrasive skin, is that you should have a little feel on your hook length. Find if you've got any nicks or anything in there that will weaken it, because you never know, that next one that you get could be that monster that you're after, and if you've got damaged line, it could be the difference between landing it and losing it. Right, the next bait I'm going to try is a squid. There we go, a squid. Okay, the way I do it is I go in by the head by there. Let me turn that off. Go in by up the top there, rather, not the head, and bring the line through. And then what I do then is go in through the body and through the head and out through the bottom where the tentacles are. I did say tentacles, guys, nothing else. There we go. So it hangs on the hook there with the tentacles flapping, and if I can find my elastic again, where was it? Anyway, I'll find that in a minute. And then what happens, like before, wrap that top hook and up through there, and then what I'll do is I'll bind that on now, so you'll have a bait like that. Squid is another Ray favourite, so let's see if it works. Normal chydig. Right, another bait that's done well for me in this spot before is sardine. So what I've done is I've treated it the same as I did with the mackerel by cutting it down the middle with the head on. Oh, the head's just fallen off really. Anyway, so what I'll do is with this I'll just go in once here, backwards, bring it back out there, and bind that on. I think I'm just getting another bite on the Ziplex there as well. Right, the last one, the ray, gave me a slack line bite. Then I had to catch up with it, and then it gave me a couple of thuds, and it was well hooked. Sardine, slightly softer than the mackerel obviously, but it's done me well here for rays and huss. I'm actually going to combine a little bit of squid onto this as well, seeing as it is very soft. Right, so what I mean by a slack line bite, for those of you guys who are new to fishing, line was nice and tight. Next thing you know, my line comes up like that and it's all slack. What happens there is, as the fish has picked up the bait and started swimming towards the shore, if it had gone the other way, it would have started taking line off my reel and that would have been a run. Right, there we go, sardine bait with a bit of squid on it. If that doesn't work, I'll go back onto the mackerel. It's 12:15 now, so good morning everyone. So what I've got, guys, I've got 3 up and overs running up now. So one's been baited, well there's 2 in the water. I did say I might put a scratching rig out there. I'm not sure if I'm going to bother now. Just fish for the targets, I think. Right, I'm pretty sure I seen a bite on this earlier. Let's see about bringing it in. This also was on the half a mackerel. No, there's nothing there. Right, that mackerel bait that I put out on that one came back untouched. I must have been imagining the bite on that one. So I put it back out, and if nothing happens in 10 minutes on it, I'll bring it back and change it. Right, so if you know what's rhywbeth arall yn digwydd, bring it back if anything else happens. Right guys, clear night tonight. Not a cloud in the sky. Stars are out. Port is busy. And later on today, there will be the first cruise ship arriving in Holyhead of the cruise season. There's the rods. Right guys, bite on the Ziplex. It's actually just taking a bit of line then. Yeah, something there. Oh, and the other one too. I got a double bite here guys. Does look very dogfish like though. Give it a bit of time. Don't know if you can see the rod tips or not. I think you can see the tips. Right there now. Oh, there. Let's pick that one up. Tighten the drag. Ratchet off. Right, this is the normal thing now that it doesn't play ball. I was just about to bring this one in. This is the one I sent out again. It's not ready. The ratchet back on. Let's go for the other one instead. That's a smaller bait on there, it's the squid bait. Yeah, fish on. Hold your doggy. And there we go. Third dogfish of the session. The other one come back. set the drag on that one. Yeah. Right, so using the T-bar is you get the bend of the hook, you bring the line down and you use the weight of the fish if it doesn't wrap itself around the thing. And it usually just comes out. Right, get it back. It's gone straight away. So the squid attracted the dogfish. I go back to the mackerel, I think. Yeah. Let's get another mackerel bait prepared. Normal chydig. Right guys, so the other bait I have with me is hermit crab. Now, it's middle of April and the crabs are on the peel. It was May when I had, early May, when I had my first smooth hound of the year last year. Could there be so I'm going to try a hermit crab for the next cast, just to see whether there could be an early hound. It would be early, but like I said, the crabs are definitely on the peel. That'll be a nice one to have on the specimen hunt early. And then possibly then, when they do arrive in numbers, I can maybe concentrate on trying to get a big one. There we go. 2 hermit crabs lashed together there. There you go. It is a long shot, but a ray would eat it as well. There we go. So it'll look like that. Circle hook on the top there, and the other hook down the bottom there. I've got a good supply of hermit crabs. A former pupil who runs a whelk boat out of Amlwch. If there is a hound in there, surely it should beat that. So sort of a arall, working doll. Right, hermit crab just been sent out, and on the last cast, it's another dogfish. It unhooked itself as well, ideal. So that's what now, the 4 dogfish and a thornback ray. Not exactly prolific. I was hoping that after that ray that we'd get busy and the rays were coming on the feed. Now it would be nice to hear the reel just screaming off now with that crab. Anyway, let's get this one back. Right guys, so I'm down to 1 rod now. The bite seems to have dried up, and on the last one on the Ziplex I got snagged, and I just lost everything. So I've decided just to fish 1 rod. I've got 1 bait ready to go there, half a mackerel, well, a fillet of mackerel with a bit of squid on it. The crab on here hasn't done anything just yet. I'll give that another 5 minutes and then I'll change the bait. See what happens on that one, because like I said, the bite seems to have dried up. And if there's nothing happening, then I'll call this session there. Happy with everything that's happened so far. Few fish out. I know they're only dogs, but did get that 1 thornback, which was the target. And there's still time for another one or a few more. It's now 1:25. I think high water's in about an hour's time. Plan tomorrow is to spend the day with Catherine. Fionn, who's got her driving test coming up very soon, will want to go to Bangor and drive on the test route. So that's a co-pilot that one. So hopefully, if she passes that, things are looking up for her. She's doing alright in college. She's secured a little part-time job in the leisure centre in Holyhead here. And if you can drive, then it can open up maybe getting work in Amlwch Leisure Centre and Llangefni as well. And that just might free up a bit more time for me. Like I was saying to the headmaster in school the other day, if she passes her test, then I don't need to do the dance run anymore. And it means that maybe on a Monday I can go straight from school, places like Moylra, and stock the freezer full of mackerel. If only this weather would allow it to happen. Right, I'll give this hermit crab another 5 minutes and bring it in to see what's happening. No more cutting. Right guys, like I said, the bites had dried up, but yet another dogfish. Tiny little thing. And yeah, it's swallowed that. I'll use the T-bar, see if I can get it out, and like I said, if I can't, I'll just have to cut the line. see the hooks, so it's not too bad. Right, I'll get this unhooked. I've just put the last bait in, I think, now, guys. I think I'm going to call it quits after this one. It's getting, well, it is 2 o'clock in the morning now. I've given it 3 hours, and yeah, I got the target. Let's see if there's another one there. Now look at it. Right, like I said earlier, if you like what you see, please like and subscribe. Also, don't forget that there is a range of merchandise available. I believe at a reasonable price. £35 for hoodies. What you need to do is send me a message in PayPal using friends and family with your payment of £35 for a hoodie and £4 postage and packaging. So you'll need to send me the details of where to send it and also the size that you would require. Also have these beanies that I wear with the badge on the front, and there's also some bucket hats. I think I may have a few of those left from last summer. They sold quite popular last summer. And I can also make baseball caps as well. They're £15. The beanies are £13 and £10 for a bucket hat. Like I said, now last bait's just gone in. I've enjoyed this session. It's been really nice sitting here out of the wind. The rain stayed away. Much different to last night on the beach. Rained on and wind in our face all night. Only for a measly 4 whiting and a small coley. But that's how it goes. We all know that that's how it goes. Next Sunday there is a match on the breakwater. I forget what the time is. It is a Holyhead club match. So if you want to join the club, if you have a word with Winnie, Mark Evans in the shop in town, Winnie's Worms. And for details of the match, keep looking at Winnie's Facebook page. Very friendly bunch, guys. So if you fancy it, why not? Right. Probably a doggy playing on that again now. I think it's time to go home. Så ser det bäst för Kindal. I believe there might be a doggy on here. Right, I think this is enough now. I think that wind's getting stronger. Another dogfish. Right guys, so last cast fish, yet another dogfish. That must be about 7, possibly 8. And that thornback, which was pleasing. Right, so like I said, if you like what you see, please like and subscribe. Thank you all for watching and staying with me this late and this long. Again, not one of those fantastic sessions, but we did see the target species. You were able to stay out of the wind and quite comfortable in the shelter. We've seen some fish. There won't be no fishing tomorrow, or later on today now, rather. But they'll be back on it during the week. So guys, like I said, thank you. Please like and subscribe. And until next time, keep your lines tight.